Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the PayG YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please consider liking the video if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I know it's been a while and I do apologize about my voice because last night I was there. The Battle of Brookie once again, Manly and Melbourne. And every time we think this rivalry isn't what it once was, they come out there and produce that. Not the best game of footy, but in terms of a spectacle, boy, it was just a bloodbath. 13,500 fans turned up to Four Pines Park and they just wanted to see the blood of the Melbourne Storm, and didn't we get that? A hard-hitting affair, one of the toughest games of footy I have seen in a long time. Sin bins, the judiciary is going to be in for a big night, but that was an awesome game of rugby league, and we have to talk about it because it's going to be on highlight reels for the next 20 years in the exact same game where George Tafua took Cameron Munster's soul, Hamole Olakuatu and Josh Alloway. 1 week after they were embarrassed by the Penrith Panthers, sat Justin Olam, one of the game's biggest hitters, on his backside. One of the biggest hits I have ever seen in a rugby league match, certainly live, probably not since the George Tafua Cameron Munster one, but the fact that it was these two on Justin Olam, it was like a shotgun. And the fact that they both hit him low, below his head, no eye contact, a fair and clean tackle, just shows that this game is still just as tough, if not tougher, than it once was. And I know the gap was only 10 points, but it felt live especially that Manly were just dominant the entirety 80 minutes of that game. Their forward pack, they were embarrassed by the Penrith Panthers last week, but Manly's forward pack came to play. Paseka ran for 115 metres, Jake 87, Olakuatu 119, Alloway 107. You had Sipley off the bench who ran for 163. But it was their defence. There was that 15-minute period in the second half where it was almost Penrith Panther-like. The Melbourne Storm just could not get out of their own end. And Manly, they were just toying with him. Daly Cherry-Evans had one of his best games I have seen him had in the past couple of years. He was outstanding. Tom Trbojevic still looks to be limping a little bit. But, you know, concerns of both teams heading into next week. I think there were 6 or 7 players put on report. I think Vega's going to get suspended for the Sea Eagles. I think Liero, while he wasn't sin-binned at the time, I think he will miss a few weeks for that clear hip drop. We're not even going to talk about how that wasn't a sin bin. I'm surprised, honestly, as a Manly fan, that Vega didn't get sent off. It was a shoulder charge late and to the head, so maybe that counters it out. Either way, that scoreline flatters Melbourne a lot because it was such a dominant performance. Manly had an 83% completion rate to Storm 71. They ran for only 200 more running meters, over 100 more post-contact, but the tackle breaks 33-14, line breaks 3 apiece. It wasn't a game if you enjoyed points being scored, but if you enjoyed a classic old tough school type of match, this was certainly for you. An awesome game, an awesome spectacle. Jake Trbojevic is from another planet. I'm hoping he can get off because Manly, they'll be in trouble without him next week. The Storm, look, they were dragged into a bloodbath. They were dragged into a dogfight, and unfortunately they couldn't get the chockies. They'll get Nick Meaney back hopefully soon. I think they missed him big time. Cameron Munster was good, but Manly completely shut him down the same way Storm tried to shut down Tom, and to a lesser extent Cherry-Evans, but DC just had a bit too much class. Good to see Cooper Johns get a win over the club that let him go, but still no question in my mind Josh Hughes to come straight back into this side. Manly back in the winners column. That was an awesome game of rugby league from a spectacle standpoint. At home, probably wasn't as good, but Manly, Melbourne, it's still a top tier rivalry and I will hear no different. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know, what did you think of this installment in the Battle of Brookvale? Smash that like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one.
And I got this soda.